Good evening. It is good to see you. Are you enjoying yourself tonight? You're glad to have found me. Well, I should hope so. It would have been quite rude to approach a stranger so enthusiastically. Though, I can't imagine why you would make your way to me with such excitement. I am but a shadow in the corner. Here, have some lemonade. It is quite refreshing, and you do look parched from rushing over here to this corner of the room so quickly. I dare say I'm flattered, but one should not rush across the room just to see someone. You couldn't help it. That is rather charming to hear. Please, drink first. See, it is perfect for a thirsty tongue. Do I remember what I said to you the last time we saw each other? Why, yes. Rather clearly, in fact. I did not intend for my message to be muddled under any false whispered tone. You heard me correctly that night, I'm sure, if you're asking me to confirm when I spoke. Yes, the Queen is my cousin. However, I am one of many. After all, I have enough uncles and aunts in the family that I am barely a noticeable mark on the family tree, and they were eager to make their lines as large as possible. Thus, I am family, but I am not one of meaningful note, I assure you. I jest. I'm afraid not. My family is not the kind to simply leave things to chance. After all, the throne is quite a lovely seat to sit upon, isn't it? Oh, no. Do not do that. Please, lift your head. Do not bow to me. I may be the Queen's cousin, but I am not of her standing by any means. Please. What do I mean? Well, by definition, yes, I am a prince, royal blood and all. I cannot deny the title I was born with. However, I did not lie. I am one of many. It is not unique to us, so while some of us continue to use the title they were born with to be the centers of the universe, the rest of us are content to lay low, if you will. Why do I come to these events then? Simple. I am required to. The Queen's demand over her kin is that we must show up to her many events without issue. Why, you may ask, is treasonous to confess. And I will take that reason with me to my grave, if you do not mind. Surprised that she didn't offer some sort of spirit this time around. Perhaps there was a shortage. Oh yes, it's perfectly possible to have a shortage of drink in this place. Especially this home in particular. Well, this house belongs to a Lord de Bois, and he has quite the love for his spirits. Now, please know that I mean that in the most respectable sense. The man is quite the connoisseur and has a fascinating collection beneath these floors. However, he has two very rakish sons who cannot care less for the value they possess and drink bottles dry without a second thought. The good Lord is too kind to force them to a club for their drinking needs, but it is truly a shame how much of this stock has been emptied. I must know a lot of people in the town. I would say so. Does that bother you? Good. I would be disappointed otherwise. After all, we both are members of said town, regardless of our differing titles. We must pay close attention when required, to ensure we do not fall into some sort of scandal. Oh, there are plenty of things that could be considered scandalous between people like us. We could be catching the eye of some gossiper at this very moment, eager to leave with a story to spread around without abandon. You've suddenly become paranoid. I've already confessed my true identity to you, and yet my words bring you reason to be nervous. You are just as amusing as the last time we met. Trust me, no one is interested in our little corner of the room. If they were, I would have noticed and moved us along. Though, a small turn about the room may perhaps be beneficial for us. Will you walk with me? Wonderful. On the subject of the town, I'm sure you've heard the latest decree by our queen, correct? One of the biggest gossip mongers of society has finally gotten on our queen's nerves, so there is a prize for their identity. I dare say I find it rather fascinating that someone's mere reporting would raise the anger of the crown so easily. What do I mean? Allow me to ask you this. Do you believe that gossip holds any true power in our society? That words hold the weight of gold and more? If so, why is that? What allows us to use such a power to destroy or create fortune or ruin for others? I will tell you, it has no power that we ourselves do not give it. Imagine it. A world where word of mouth remained just that. To truly damn or praise someone, tangible proof must be presented to the world without limitation. Yet we in the town have decided that words are as powerful as swords and muskets. Duels that we once held in privacy now stand equal to scandal between scorned lovers or rival estates, strong enough to make a family either destitute or rise up in the ranks of respect for hunt invitations and soirees of the season. So when someone decides to make gossip a business, it is bound to flourish to a sizable degree, regardless of one's opinion on it. Of course it's true. The business would not exist otherwise. We in the town are easily entertained by scandal and will devour every morsel it offers without abandon. When someone hands it to us for mere coins per issue, we find it easier to eat it all down. Yes, the Queen herself is not immune to the gossip monger's reportings. She herself has given so much to her people that she cannot simply be a body on a throne with a crown. She is one of us, whether she believes it or not. As such, she is also subject to whatever gossip frames her. She clearly does not take kindly to that notion. But my cousin has never been the type to take insults lightly, regardless of the truth. I pray that the identity of such a gossip monger remains hidden for their sake. It would be quite a shame to see them raked over the coals just because they reported what they heard. What if they deserve to be punished? I see. Because their publication of gossip influences the town to such a degree, the gossip monger must be held responsible for the consequences of their writings. Well, I'm afraid I must disagree with you. Why? Because a gossip monger is simply that. A salesperson selling information. All reports that are not speculative have proven true to some degree. So if the origins of these scandals cannot be hidden to the highest degree, why should it not be judged publicly? It would take quite a spy to know things not uttered under whispers during events such as this gala. As that is the case, should we blame the one hearing and spreading news when it is muttered, or should we blame the ones who are actively not keeping their curious mouths quiet? Exactly my thoughts. It is indeed difficult to spread word when it is not spoken at all. If gossip was not meant to be spread, then it would not be spoken to begin with in public events. It would be hidden away in our houses, trapped under lock and key. And so I think this little manhunt for this mystery writer is quite childish, in pure honesty. If anything, the town has grown more aware of each other because of this publication. It is a very good thing indeed. Remember when I told you at the Queen's Ball, you and I are in a large game with the rest of the town. By knowing who you surround yourself with, you will gain knowledge and wisdom in tandem that will benefit you down the line. While it is a regrettable game, it is one you can only stop playing if you are willing to sacrifice it all. Huh. Where do I stand in the town? On the outside, where I am the most comfortable. Because I am who I am, I can enjoy my time in the dark corners of galas and balls, watching everyone mingle and delight in the fanciful decor and food. Am I the gossip monger? No. I do not care enough to be the source of my cousin's anger. Much more the echo of everyone's soiled laundry. Though, I must admit, I know a few people who have such writing skills and quite the sensitive ear who could be our mystery writer in question. Is that what you want to speculate during our time together? I owe you, yes. I do believe I promised you a dance the last time we met. You fulfilled your end of the agreement by showing up, so I suppose I shall honor mine. Come. Be warned, I did not lie about having insufficient dance skill. In honesty, I had almost hoped you had forgotten our arrangement. Why? To save you from the embarrassment of dancing with an unbalanced fool, as my siblings describe. While I am familiar with the season's dances of choice, I cannot say that I have perfected them by any means. You approve of my dancing? Huh. I must admit, you would be the first to say that to me. I'll do my best then, not to betray those words. Focus on you, huh? Alright. Then tell me something about you. You know who I truly am. My identity is yours to either hold as a trusted secret or as the easiest weapon for betrayal. I can only hope you would never use such information against me, but the information is still within your knowledge. So, if you want me to keep focus, then tell me something about you in exchange. I'm genuinely curious about you. Really? Head of your family so soon? My apologies for how you were forced to take on your family's title so suddenly. Do you believe you are prepared for such responsibility? You can only try. Your hesitancy makes perfect sense. Really? I know full well how hard running a household can be, especially when the role is thrust upon you without notice. I do share my sympathies with your predicament, but I have a feeling that you will thrive in your new position. What makes me believe that? Well, I became the head of my house when I left university. There was no notice for me when it happened, but I have worked my hardest to be worthy of such a seat. I have no doubt that you can do the very same, and over time, you will thrive above the tom. And with that, the dance ultimately ends. Thank you for trusting me not to trip over my own feet during our dance. You knew I could do it. Look at us, having faith in one another. And it would seem that the room has also noticed us as well. Come, let us retire to refreshments once again. I am parched and wish to ignore the rest of the town along with their staring. Join me, would you? And thus the entire room is forgotten over a glass of lemonade. Cheers to our dance, one that was both enlightening and unhindered by accidental missteps. Thank you, by the way, for being so open with me. While I have yet to fully know you beyond 2 evening parties, perhaps I can learn more over time. I usually despise these types of events, but you seem to keep it refreshing. However, perhaps instead of another party, I should like to invite you to join me for this week's exhibition by Shepherd Lake. I believe a group of scholars will be showing off new advancements in technology, which is said to be quite educational, if not entertaining. Good. I'm glad you've accepted. And that would be the Queen's man calling for me. I dare wonder what my cousin needs from me. One would think her focus would be to her subjects and not her distant family. Unfortunately, I must take my leave. I do not know why I am needed, but I hope it isn't anything too serious. I must bid you goodnight for now. If this meeting does not take long, I may try to seek you out again. If not, do know that I will come by to accompany you to the exhibition this coming week. Farewell.